Hi, I'm Sue.
I'm Sandy, and we're from the Lightside UFO Study Group in the Fox Valley, Wisconsin. We've been to conferences all over the country and heard so much about reptilians that we decided to do some research on them. So do you believe that reptilians are benevolent?
I believe some of them are, but the majority are not.
Mm-hmm.
And from the books we've been reading and the studying we've been doing, Lisa, we've both been reading the same books, and I don't think that the majority are benevolent. They're not nice at all.
Mm-hmm. And what do they look like?
Some are brownish color, green, scaly. Most of their eyes have slits that go up and down. They're all different sizes and heights. They're all different. There's a lot of pictures out there that you can look at to see what they look like.
Mm-hmm.
The people have seen that they reproduce, what they've actually seen.
Mm-hmm. From what I read and understand, there is a hierarchy amongst them that are not called reptilians, they're called Dracos. And they're more of a white or off-white, and they're more athletic build. They have short, nubby horns, and some of them have wings. And the Greys and the reptilians seem to bow to them.
Wow. Do you think it's anything like the Mothman?
It sounds like it. It almost sounds like that.
It really does.
It could be the case. Mm-hmm.
And the story of the Mothman, too, is threatening.
Mm-hmm.
Like the reptilians are threatening.
Mm-hmm. And the Dracos seem to be quite a bit taller. They can be 12, 13 feet tall.
That's quite tall.
Mm-hmm. Very menacing looking. And their necks kind of go from their jawline straight down to their shoulders, so it's a thick, powerful neck. Very athletic build, and I would imagine they're very intimidating.
Well, I wouldn't want to come across one.
No, me
They
either.
sound pretty nasty.
Do you believe that they're able to shapeshift, reptilians and Dracos?
That's what I've heard. And we've seen film of people actually getting caught on film shapeshifting.
Mm.
That was very strange.
It appears Brittany is suffering from a major psychological disorder, and that it might actually be bipolar. Could be that. The doctor predicts how much longer they'll live. I know, but I also know you want to hear what she has to say. The doc says if these people don't get help or straighten up fast, I haven't read any of this. Brittany won't make it to the age 30, Lindsay won't see 25, and Michael Jackson has no more than 5 years left. At the other end, Angelina's going to have a long, healthy life, and so will George Bush and Nicole Richie.
If you're not already bipolar,
I hear yelling in the booth. Are they yelling at me for the way I read that?
They did great.
Okay.
And there's other stuff written in some of the books where people have actually seen this happen right in front of them,
Mm-hmm.
where they shift back and forth.
Well, we have a mutual friend that saw someone shapeshift into a reptilian.
Right in front of his face.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if the other person who was with him actually knew what this was.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't human, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Well, from what I understand, they came here about 110,000 years ago and didn't find anything on the planet that they could use. And they came back several times after that, but about 27,000 years ago, they came back and stayed for a while and messed with our DNA, inserting negative genes.
That's maybe what they're talking about in the Bible,
Mm-hmm.
with the sons of God. I guess anything that comes out of the heavens, even in a spacecraft, people don't know how to label them,
Mm-hmm.
and so they call them angels or sons of God or whatever. But they're in the whole planet's history.
Yes, they are. Way back to the Sumerian clay tablets, it's recorded that the reptilian race came here and messed with our DNA. And so that's a long time ago, and they're still here, living underground and underwater. They come and go as they please. But from what I understand, they work with the Greys. They're often seen with the Greys, and the Greys seem to do their bidding.
Right. I've heard that too.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, somebody we had talked to within the last 2 years saw Greys in their daughter's room, and there was actually a reptilian in the room also.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty scary that they're both
Yes.
coming at the same time.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And from what I also understand, the Greys and the Reptilians made a pact to work together, and then following that, they made another pact with an alien race called the Shadow People. Do you know anything about the Shadow People?
I've heard about them. On Coast to Coast, in fact, they even talked about them. And a friend of ours, Heidi Hollis, has a book written about shadows.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not nice. They're very bad. And people can associate them with demons and how they feel about them.
The demons and the devils from the Bible?
Yeah, like that. It's not good.
And they obviously must shapeshift.
Right, because they see them in different forms.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Hat Man, they say what's got that big hat on. It's a man's hat.
Mm-hmm.
And a black coat
Mm-hmm.
or jacket. And some of them are huge spiders that aren't real, and cats and clouds. Didn't you see a cloud?
Yes, I did.
Over
A
your
cloud
bed?
and a cat. Mm-hmm.
That weren't real.
Another thing that I hear a lot at the conferences is that the aliens created us. That really upsets me.
They're full of it. Only God creates.
And if they did create us, where did they get the soul? My question is, where did they get the soul?
It can't be one from God,
No.
because God wouldn't just put a soul in something that someone else created.
Mm-hmm. I had read a long time ago that they were capable, the negative aliens were capable of snatching souls upon death, but were not able to touch a spiritual soul, that soul was as hot as coal to them, a burning coal, which means they probably can capture negative souls.